Corba. We are taking questions and answers on Corba. So before we go ahead, these are some of the acronyms. I'll take few of them, like this COM. COM stands for Component Object Model. So the architecture and implementation of this request response technology from the Microsoft. COM is from Microsoft. So similarly, COM is talked with DCOM. DCOM, Distributed Component Object Model, DCOM. Again, this architecture and implementation of the distributed request response technology from the Microsoft. So COM and DCOM are talked together. Corba, Common Object Request Broker Architecture. So this is a specification by OMG. We'll talk about OMG for the architecture, not implementation. So this is not for implementation but for the architecture of ORBs, that is Object Request Broker Architecture. Coming to this OMG, Object Management Group. So this is a non-profit organization that oversees this Corba specifications and marketing. Also one POA is going to come, Portable Object Adapter. Portable Object Adapter. So this object adapter is the way in which programming language object in the server is associated or linked with Corba object. This POA will describe a full set of models and also the policies for managing object life cycles. Then we have this XML, Extended Markup Language. IDL is there, so Interface Definition Language. This is the programming language, independent language used to describe the Corba interfaces. So Interface Definition Language, IDL. So most of them we are going to see just now. The first question is, what is Corba? So this Corba stands for Common Object Request Broker Architecture, Corba. So this is an object model used in distributed computing. So if you have a say C++ system and a Java system, now you want to communicate, you have written something in C++, and because C++ and Java are almost different. Java, you have written something. Now you want to communicate, you want to make some remote method invocation, or you want to have a common way to interact Java and C++. Who is going to help? Because because so many languages, platforms, hardwares are there has to be some way so that they can uniquely, by using some architecture, they can uniquely communicate, especially over the network. So that is how this Corba finds its place. So this is an object model used in distributed computing, specifically for varied kind of scenarios, situations, language and platforms. So what does Corba provide? What does Corba provide? So Corba, as we know, that this stands for what? This is Object Request Broker Architecture. So it's an architecture. It shows a way how you can communicate, how you can invoke, get, execute. So this Corba provides an infrastructure which enables invocations, that is running, you can say, or execution of operations on objects located anywhere on a network. So as I said, especially in the network, we are talking about anything which any content you can invoke as if they were local to the application using them, and this application which is invoking may be having the other varied platform or environment. What does Java offer Corba programmers? So Java offers portability across platforms. We know Java is it produces the bytecode, etc. So it's already platform independent. internet programming, object-oriented language are also the security part. Which protocol is used for invoking methods on CORBA objects over the internet? So the protocol is Internet Inter ORB protocol, IIOP. So this protocol is used for invoking methods on CORBA objects over the internet. Name some of the CORBA development tools. So we have this SUNS JOE Java environment, object environment. Then Ionas, Obix, Wix, VCGenix, VCBroker, and IBM's BOSS Business Object Server Solution, HP's ORB Plus, like this. So these are some of the CORBA development tools. Explain naming service in CORBA. So the naming service, the object naming service, is the basic or principal mechanism for objects on an ORB to locate other objects. So if you have to locate any object, how we are going to locate them? For that we have object naming service. So names are recognized by us, humanly recognizable values that identify an object. So this naming service maps these human names to the object references. So here is an object, it has a reference, and this is connected, or this can be linked with the names which we know, human recognizable names. So the name to object association is called the name binding. This is called the name binding. A naming context is a namespace in which object's name is unique. So every object has a unique reference ID. A name is always defined relative to its naming context. So this is the scenario here. What are orblets? Orblets. You might have heard about the applets, like this. So CORBA enabled applets. Applets are small applications. So these are specifically used in the context of Java. So CORBA enable of applets can be loaded on client side into any commercial Java enabled browser, and then it can be executed. So these downloadables, ORBs, are called as orblets. They are called as orblets. What is an object implementation defined in ORB architecture? Object implementation in ORB architecture. So this object implementation is a definition that provides the information needed to create an object, first of all, creating an object, and to allow the object to participate in providing an appropriate set of services. The first creation of object, then allowing it to provide the services. So an implementation, this we are talking about, typically includes definition of the method that operate upon the state of the object, and it is also typically includes information about the intended type of objects. What is OMG ideal? OMG ideal. So as I said, OMG is Object Management Group. IDEAL stands for Interface Definition Language. Interface Definition Language. So this provides a means of separating interfaces from implementation for distributed object applications. So first of all, whenever we deal with this ideal, we just write this small function, or you can say a file in which we have this function as an ideal file. Then we run, for example, we run like this IDLJ, then F all, like this, and then we name this ideal file. So it will create certain file. For example, in Java it creates 6 files: skeleton, stub, POA, like operation, etc. So these 6 files which are created after execution of this ideal. So this object management group ideal provides a means of separating interfaces from the implementation. So this is only the interface. Then we have the proper implementation. So server and client, and there are proper, in server there is it will extend to implementation base, which will extend it from some one of these files like this. So now the server will implement, then the client will, and it will also, the naming reference will be done, and the client will also do the check and bounce and then naming reference, and then it will invoke the function like this. Ideal is the mean by which a particular object implementation tells its potential clients whose operations are available and how they should be invoked. So every idea which is to be known by the client is given here. From the ideal definitions, it is possible to map the Corba object into particular programming languages or object systems. That is why it is, you can say, programming language independent, because it is available for all. What is callback mechanism? So invoking the method of client from server as remote method is called callback mechanism in RMI, remote method invocation. Please understand, invoking the methods of client from server. So we have a client, we have a server. So normally what we see, that this server has an add function, say a comma b. Now this client will invoke this add 10 comma 20, and the server will the function will be invoked, and then 30 will be returned. But the reverse method, reverse way, is called the callback. For example, in a chat application, the server needs to call the client method to broadcast the messages to them. Let us take one more example. In an online examination, if the examination is happening online, the server should be able to call the methods of client to declare the results when the exam is over. So this is the callback mechanism. What is a firewall? Firewall is like a wall having some fire. So you don't allow the extra or outside things without checking. Some things you don't allow, but some things, some packets are seen properly, that if they are correct or they are destined for this region only, and they don't contain anything which is dubious. So a firewall is basically a security system often provided by the intranets to allow their users to access the internet, but prevent this outside access to the intranet or internal file. So this is an intranet. What is tunneling? Tunneling, you know what tunnel is? So it's related to that only. The conversion of HTTP protocol into IIOP protocol is tunneling. As I said, what we have discussed about IIOP. Tunneling is done by the gatekeeper. So the question arises, what is a gatekeeper then? So gatekeeper is a Java web server. So this communicates with the server on behalf of a client, for example, an applet. How is a name used? So a name can be used in certain order. First, an object implementation can bind a name to one of its object within a namespace. The client application, please understand one more time, the object implementation, main thing is, whenever we talk about Java or C++, we are talking about objects. So this object, an object is an instance of class. So an object implementation can bind a name to one of its objects within a namespace. And this client application can then use the same name here to resolve a name. So it can obtain an object reference. Client application then can later use the reference, this reference, to invoke methods on the object. What do you know about RMI, remote method invocation? As I just gave you an example of client accessing or invoking the function at server add function and getting the result. So this RMI, remote method invocation, is a very important feature which allows building of distributed applications in different programs. We are talking about Java here. So RMI allows Java object that execute on one machine, this is one machine, to invoke a method of a Java object that executes on another machine. This is machine number one, machine number two. A Java program can make a call on a remote object once it obtains a reference to the remote object by receiving the reference as the argument or a return value. So this RMI uses object serialization to marshal and unmarshal parameters. We'll see about this marshal and unmarshal also. So the next question, obviously is what is marshalling and unmarshalling in RMI? So marshalling and unmarshalling are reverse of each other. Marshalling is the process of converting the object into a stream that can be passed on the network. Okay, that can be passed on a network in such a way that the object can be reconstructed using this stream. So again, at this point, this stream and the object can be reconstructed from this stream. Along with this, the object information, it will also send the URL, that is universal resource locator, uniform sometimes, for that class. So that URL is used on the receiving end of the network to get the class definition. If it is not available, the stream pass is called the marshal stream. What is unmarshalling then? This is the process, reverse process, that is the process of reconstructing the object using the marshal stream. So if the class definition is not available, it loads the class from the source specified by the URL in the marshal stream. What is event service in Corba? The event service package provides a facility that decouples the communication between the objects. Okay, it provides a supplier-consumer communication model that allows multiple supplier objects to send data asynchronously to multiple consumer objects through this event channel. So this event service package provides a facility to decouple the communication between the objects. What is callback mechanism in Corba? So in a client server paradigm, generally this server is always a service provider and the client is the service requester. But depending upon the requirement and scenario, the server may take the position of the client and the client may become a server. This is what? Callback mechanism. What is the main difference between remote method invocation RMI and Corba? RMI and Corba, what is the basic difference, main difference? So this RMI mechanism allows the optimization of protocol for communication between Java classes. And this optimization, let me take it like this. So this RMI mechanism allows the optimization of protocols for communication between Java classes. And this optimization, however, comes at the cost of being limited to a single language environment. So in particular, server applications often raise legacy problems. That is what is going on for a long time. Now the main advantage of this Corba approach over this remote method invocation is that Corba supports multiple programming languages. Although Java is more friendly language in commercial software development, there is always be legacy applications implemented in another languages also. The Java application can access these legacy applications or traditional applications if they are wrapped in Corba object using the most appropriate language binding. So Corba gives additional support for distributed application by providing its own service, Corba services. The RMI is an interesting approach for very small or medium-sized applications, which are completely implemented in Java. But Corba ideals separation of interface definition from actual implementation and mapping to many programming languages in combination with the Corba services. This provides better support for large-scale applications and online running applications. Draw the class hierarchy in Corba applications. So here is the class hierarchy. So this is, say, class hello. You have written. And this is implementing, see, interface, some interface is there, which is generated by the ideal. Here we have then the abstract class, which is the base class, say hello IMP, implement base class. And this is your class org.omg.corba.portable.skeleton, which is provided by the broker, the Corba environment. What is URL naming services? So URL naming service is a simple mechanism that lets a server object associates its interoperable object reference, that is IOR, with a URL in the form of a string in a file. So client programs can then locate the object using the URL pointing to the file on the web server. So in this scenario, a gatekeeper is not necessary. The URL naming services support any URL that Java runtime supports, such as the HTTP or FTP. Explain the bootstrapping technique in RMI. So bootstrapping technique provides the usage of special class loaders like the RMI's class loader instead of the default class loader to download all the classes and interfaces needed by the client application during the RMI runtime. What is an interface repository? So this is like a database. IR interface repository is like a database of CORBA object interface information. So this IR data describes interfaces, that is the types. The information in this IR is equivalent to the information in ideal files, but it is represented in a way that is easier for the clients to use. So client use this IR to learn about the unknown object interfaces, and they use this DII to invoke methods on the objects. This IR, hierarchies of objects whose methods gives information about interfaces. An IR contains the module definition objects, which can contain interface definition objects, and that can further contain the operation definition objects. What mechanism is mostly used in RMI which enables a client behind a firewall to invoke a method on a remote object which resides outside the firewall? So the default RMI transport layer provides two alternate HTTP based mechanisms. First is to get the outside firewall, the transport layer embeds an RMI call within the firewall trusted HTTP protocol. The RMI call data is sent outside as the body of the HTTP post request, and the return information is sent back in the body of the HTTP response. The transport layer formulates the post request in one of the ways. So these are two ways. The two ways are, if the firewall proxy will forward, this firewall proxy will forward an HTTP request directed to an arbitrary port on the host machine, then it is forwarded directly to the port on which the RMI server is listening. The default RMI transport layer on the target machine is listening with a server socket which is capable of understanding and decoding the RMI calls inside this post request. If the firewall proxy will only forward HTTP request directed to certain well known in advance port, then the call will be forwarded to the HTTP server listening on port 80 of the host machine, and the CGI script will be executed to forward the call to the target RMI server port on the same machine. So these were few question and answer on CORBA. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.